Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? We're back to this video. I want to say a couple of things. I was doing some experiments. I was looking at it, and look, here's the deal. If you like that peak brightness and you are like in lit up room and you're watching it from far away, you like in a very lit up room, then that's fine. You can select a, bright HDR and the brighter TV brightness. That's okay. That's fine by me. Okay. But I still believe if you are like somebody who likes that detail, I think you will appreciate more the normal HDR and normal TV brightness. And I can even show you that here. You will see once I switch to a normal HDR and normal TV brightness, you will see a difference even from afar, looking at this camera from afar. So I'm going to switch now to a normal HDR and normal TV brightness. Okay? So let's go and switch right now. So I have switched to a normal HDR, and I'm going to bring my camera a little bit closer just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is really hard to do with camera, even though I'm recording with 4K camera, but I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer to this TCL R617 television so you guys can see what exactly I'm talking about and what I mean by balanced HDR. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about seeing that clarity, seeing that detail. It's not about overblowing your white bright digital levels. It's not about crushing the deep dark digital levels. And it's not about oversaturating your color. It's about that nice, balanced, high dynamic range picture quality. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me bring my camera closer. Okay, so right now this is a normal HDR and normal TV brightness. You can see behind that tree in the corner right here, you can see the white clouds and you can see light blue sky. That's a light blue sky, and you can see the white clouds. Now the reason you can see the white clouds and the light blue sky in the background, it's because you have a balanced peak brightness. Okay, you're not overblowing your white bright levels. Okay, and look what's gonna happen once I go to a bright HDR and brighter TV brightness. You will notice that this entire area will become a bit wider and brighter, meaning everything will be brighter, but you're gonna lose the detail. Here, I'll show it to you in 1 second. Here we go. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera due to the exposure, but you can notice that the background of the blue sky has become a bit brighter, more whiter, means white. This whole area is not like light sky blue, it's more like a white bright sky, and you're not seeing the detail. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to our normal HDR and normal bright TV brightness. Remember, these are the small nuances, but I'm showing you these small nuances because that's exactly what a person with the calibrating equipment is looking for. The only difference is the guy with the calibrating equipment, he has the equipment to measure that and pinpoint exactly where the curvature of that brighter light needs to be within that line. But let me switch to a normal HDR and normal TV brightness. You will see much better definition here on the light blue sky. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I see a little better definition on the light blue sky right here. I see a little bit better definition. And here I can actually, maybe I can zoom out and show you in 1 second. Maybe I can do it like this. I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here, let me put it to normal. Okay, The TV brightness is normal, and now we're going to switch to a bright HDR. Look what happens. Did you notice that? And now look when I turn the TV brightness to bright and brighter. And now to normal. Brighter, bright. You see how much of that peak, see that detail you're losing because you're overblowing your white bright levels. And now you'll see the detail on the car once you move it down. To normal, and then HDR. To normal. You see? So keep it at normal. Keep it at normal. Keep both of these at normal. And people who say that this TV doesn't have a great viewing angle, well, here I am watching it from an angle, and the picture will stay the same. I'm not using any tricks. I'm using this remote just to point out that I'm moving left and right, and I'm not losing any picture. There's no bending light. There's nothing being bent here. Why? Because it's a full real local dimming. All right. Keep something in mind, guys. I'm not saying this is the greatest TV ever made. It is not. You guys know how I feel about Sony Z9D. To me, Sony Z9D and Q9F, it's the best TV right now in the market. But we're talking about $3,000 TV, $4,000 TV, depending on what size you pick. If you go 65-inch, 75-inch, it's going to cost you $4,000, $4,800, or maybe $5,000. We're talking $600 here. You can put one in each room. I don't know, maybe you got 5 rooms, 6 rooms. We're talking about a $600 TV that it's doing this. And for the price that you're paying for this TV and what you're getting inside this TV, it's pretty remarkable. By the way, this is Forza Horizon 4. This is the HDR screenshot I took from the game, from the demo, on the Xbox One X Enhanced. Now I brought my camera a little bit closer. Another thing I want to say about the HDR. What is HDR? What does the HDR even means for those of you who just are noobs and you just started getting into 4K TV? I've been doing this for 2 years now, since the 4K TV started with this big trend. Okay, I was there since development of the 4K TV. So I've been involved with 4K and HDR for 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. And ever since, 24/7, I've been involved in it. So I know a little bit better, okay, about what 4K and HDR does, especially HDR. The idea of HDR, it's really to bring more depth of picture. So it looks more three-dimensional. Like, you know, the leaves here, they look as if you can grab them because there's a nice contrast ratio. What HDR does, it tries to render that contrast ratio and manifest that contrast ratio with much better depth of picture. All right. But in order for you to have that contrast ratio, you gotta have a really good TV that has an excellent contrast ratio. Remember, the only way you can experience HDR is if your TV has 3 ingredients. I call it 3 ingredients. Number 1, you gotta have that full wide color gamut, the full spectrum of colors, and this TV has it. Number 2, you gotta have a good contrast ratio. In this case, we have full real local dimming, 96 local dimming zones for 55-inch. And number 3, you gotta have a good peak brightness. And this TV has 849, sometimes goes to 900 depending on what you're watching, which is just around the ballpark needed for the HDR to work. So it has all 3 ingredients, and that's why you are able to get this picture quality. But you also got to tweak it. You can't expect TV to look great out of the box. You have to tweak it. That's why I do these videos. I do these videos to help you, and this will only work for this television. All right, guys, only got maybe 10 seconds, and I'm done. This is in 4K. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Later.